I told myself I hated him for 3 years. Then he said 4 words that destroyed everything I believe. My name doesn't matter. What matters is that Declan Reeves has been my older sister's best friend since middle school, which means he's been a permanent fixture in my life since I was 15. He's the kind of guy who fills a room without trying. Loud laugh, easy confidence, the type who remembers everyone's coffee order. Girls at our school treated him like a finish line. I watched him go through them, one after another. Mia Chen lasted 6 weeks before she stopped eating lunch in the cafeteria because she couldn't face him. Before her, there was a girl from the soccer team whose name I never learned, but whose crying I heard through our bathroom wall at a house party. I cataloged every single one. I kept a mental list like evidence. So when I noticed myself thinking about him too much, I weaponized everything I knew. It worked, mostly. Junior year, I started working weekend shifts at a coffee shop 2 blocks from our house. Declan started coming in every Saturday. He never ordered the same thing twice, which I told myself was a personality flaw. He always sat at the counter near my register, which I told myself meant nothing. One Saturday in October, he came in and his face looked completely wrong. Flat. Tired in a way that had nothing to do with sleep. "You okay?" I asked before I could stop myself. "My dad's back in the hospital," he said, just like that. No performance. I made him a drink he hadn't ordered. He didn't question it. He sat there for 2 hours and we talked in the gaps between customers about things that had nothing to do with anything. His dog, a documentary he'd half watched, a road trip he'd taken at 14. I forgot to be guarded. That scared me more than anything. I spent the following week rebuilding my case against him. It wasn't hard. I'd seen him flirt with a girl outside the gym on Thursday. I reminded myself what Mia had looked like after. I was fine. Then my sister threw a small birthday thing at our house in November. Declan was there. I stayed in the kitchen most of the night. At some point I stepped outside for air and he was already on the back steps, phone face down beside him. "Hiding?" he asked. "Getting air," I said. He nodded like he didn't believe me but wasn't going to push it. We sat in silence for a while, which should have felt awkward and didn't. "Can I ask you something?" he said finally. "Sure." "Why do you look at me like you're waiting for me to do something wrong?" My stomach dropped. I didn't answer. "I'm not asking to start something," he said. "I'm genuinely asking because I've spent a year trying to figure out what I did and I can't land on anything concrete." I stared at the garden. "You have a pattern," I said carefully. "With girls." He was quiet for a long moment. "You mean the people I dated when I was trying to get over someone?" Something shifted in the air. "Get over who?" I said. My voice came out steadier than I deserved. He picked up his phone, put it down again. "You know," he said, "your sister told me a year ago that I should just tell you. I told her she was wrong about what she thought she was seeing." He paused. "She wasn't wrong." I didn't move. "It's been you," he said quietly. "It's been you for a long time. And I know how that sounds given but I swear to you that every single one of those situations was me being an idiot who thought eventually I'd stop." He laughed once, short, humorous. I didn't stop. The garden light flickered on from the motion sensor. Neither of us had moved. I thought about the girl. I thought about the delivered distance. Every fence I dropped there. Then I thought 2 hours. I had just